Hello guys, so I'm going to start with my second video that will be basically for on which IDE to choose. You all know what is IDE, that is integrated development environment, where it provides basically a framework or a structure which is easy to code for us. We can easily code on that, because writing everything in text files and then trying to set up the whole structure, that will be very difficult for all of us. So for that, basically for development in Django, we may use two editors. There are many available in the market, but my personal choice is either you can go for PyCharm or you go for VS Code. So both of them has their own drawbacks and benefits, but we will discuss this in detail. No, this video won't be very a long one, but a short one, so that it's very important you understand which IDE to use for personal development. So we will start with PyCharm first. What are the benefits of PyCharm and why we should use PyCharm? My personal choice is although VS Code, but still it's very important that I go through all the details of PyCharm, because it's a personal choice which ID we are going to use. Means I prefer quite good looks in ID also, rather than just going with features and all that stuff. But VS Code is also quite like comparable to PyCharm. So let me show you. Okay. So we will just go to Google and we will write here download PyCharm. So just now you will see, ignore the spelling mistake. So as you can see, I will get this first link. I have already clicked it, so it's being highlighted. So I will click on download PyCharm. So on this page, you will see there are two editions. One is professional and one is community. So basically guys, professional edition is like, yeah, it provides some extra features, like you can have both scientific and web Python development, HTML, CSS. So basically in the professional edition cost you a bit, that is $120 around per year subscription. And okay, free trial is available for around 30 days. You can try it for 30 days or 20 days. I exactly don't remember because I haven't used professional ever. But yes, I have an idea. And basically they provide some features like you can use HTML code, HTML template, JavaScript support, and all that stuff in professional edition. In community edition, that is for pure Python development. As you can see, this is for pure Python development. Okay, so we will just click here download, and the edition will start downloading to you this. So just it's optional that you want to add something or not in here, but you can see download has been started. Now we will move to see, once it downloads, how does PyCharm look, okay, and how we can use it. So after opening the PyCharm, I will get a screen like this. So basically I will click create new project, and just select, this is like the location where virtual environment will be there. We will discuss about virtual environment in detail. For now I'm just clicking. So guys, this is my PyCharm window, you can see that. So we have folders here. These are all project folders, and the benefit is that the icon changes for the py file. You can see the icon. This icon changes for the py file. And also when I click on like this drop down, you can see all the py file. Just ignore the names of this and all these folders for now, because I'm just showing you this is my personal projects. Okay. So when I go to file, I can see there are many options available, like new project, open, save as, and open. These are all, so basically open is for opening a new project. If you have any decent projects, you can simply click here and it will be open. As you can see, this is settings, which is the most important part in this editor. I'll go to settings. Now you can see this is by default selected, but you can see here these are just for references of your whole ID. For example, if I go to appearance, you can just change whatever theme you like, high contrast, IntelliJ. That is your personal choice what you want to choose. Now the most important thing, okay, one thing is like here we have notification service as well, and we have key maps here where you can basically click on which keys you want for which things. I really haven't used all this, but what I have used is this. So you can see in your editor settings, you will see a small icon here, project, and this is test site. So test site would be the name of the project you are going to use. So you will see here two things, project structure and project interpreter. So project interpreter is the most important part. When I click on this thing, you can see currently this is empty. So these when I click on show all, you can see this is all the list of virtual environments that I have been working on. So virtual environments, we will discuss more of it in detail, but basically what are virtual environments? Just for your reference, virtual environments are a separate space on your like PC where you can install any Python library, you can do whatever the stuff, and it won't affect your other applications. This is quite handy, and we will cover this thing in detail as well. Okay, now I'm going to cancel it. And so this is all about this settings part. And yeah, important part is like this debugger part. uh, in my personal experience, Python debugger, I find like PDB module more much better than debugger, but yes, you can use debugging as well. But in my case, I will be using PDB. We will discuss what is PDB and everything in detail. And these are just some external tools. These are not much. If you We will just keep on covering all the detailed stuff if we ever access this one. Okay, now this is the like file part. Then we go to edit part, as you all know, cut, copy, paste, and all that stuff. These are all in the edit part. Then I go to views. This is like recent changes, recent files, and all that. Okay, now navigation, I haven't used much. Code, you can see all the buttons here. Refactor is, for example, code. When I go to my file, for example, I open a particular file, you can see. And the thing is that you can see what it is showing: invalid Python interpreter selected for this project. So basically, PyCharm tells you that you need to configure a Python interpreter for all your projects. That is by default. So that is a good part. For example, now I will click this, a shortcut. Now I will go to show all, and I will select like any project. Okay, when I click OK, you will see in the bottom of the bar it is loading. Then when I apply, it will simply apply. So this is so easy to apply any virtual environment. Now where we will see that virtual environment, when you click on terminal, you can see this is the virtual environment. So we got into the virtual environment, right? Okay, we will cover all this in detail, so don't need to worry right now. So basically it also handles like linting. It tells you which error, why this is thing error. So when I take mouse on it, you can see unresolved references Django. Why? Because I haven't installed any of the packages in this current environment. This will be resolved soon. We will see about this. Now when I go to some other codes, you can see what I if what you can see this thing. Now the this is Puppet convention. So PyCharm automatically help you follow the Puppet convention. What is Puppet convention? Puppet convention is something, there are some defined standards which we use to learn, which we used to not learn, which we used to do follow while coding. Okay, so for example, if I take my mouse, it gives you option like Puppet, too many blank lines are there and all that stuff. So what I can do, just simply option is here, reformat file. When I click on reformat file, it will automatically reformat it for you. So see, this is also quite a good and handy process. Okay, uh, which helps you a lot when like your team or your companions or your client wants you to follow proper Puppet convention or any coding standard, then this is like quite a handy feature. Okay, and also when I right click on a particular file, there are so many options. So this is the bar which I use the most. Okay, we have inspect, we have like refactor, we can rename a file. So what it will do, it will find all the references of this file and rename it for you. It's quite a handy feature. Otherwise you have to go and like rename each and every file and whenever you used. But remember, it doesn't rename the files in templates. What is template? Everything, just remember, it doesn't deal in the files in template. I will cover this in detail as well. Okay, now we have like run models, debugging models. So we have like anything, like we have also option of repo, git repo, everything is there. So this is, we can use like optimize imports. It will remove the unused imports from a file. Okay, then we have VCS. VCS is basically for repository, version control repository. So this is version control repository. You can use it to configure your Git repo here. When you just do any coding or something like that, you want to push it to your repo, you can just press, you can just use this field to push your repo. So you can see PyCharm has its own feature. Like now in the below, you can see we have a to-do list sort of thing. We have terminals. To do is what? when we write up, for example, when I go to something and I know, yeah, I want to handle this thing in later, I will just write to, I will just write to do. So it will just keep that thing in check, and it will add here. Okay, so what are the to do items and all that stuff. Okay, got it. Then this is current file and all that stuff. Now go to terminal. Terminal is the most important part which you will be working on. You can open as many as terminals using this plus sign, and all of them will open in the same virtual environment. That is a plus point. Okay, you can see here there are many terminals. I can close this one as well. This is Python console for your reference. I haven't used a lot of this Python reference because I prefer using Spider over if I want to do something related to Python and stuff. Okay, so this is our terminal, and I think I have covered most of the part, and the parts which I missed, guys. Slowly, as soon as we progress in our project, we will be quite handy with all this stuff. Okay, so this was all about PyCharm. If you have any queries about PyCharm, please don't forget to post in the comment section. It will help you a lot, and it will also help me to help you. Hope you understand this. Okay, got it, guys. Now we will cover what is. Okay, guys, hello. Now, welcome to our VS Code. So, this is basically I'm going to tell you about what are the benefits of VS Code, that is Visual Studio Code, and my personal preference is VS Code only because it has like many functionalities which are better than PyCharm. Okay, so what are the features? Let's go through them. So, basically, you can see on the left side, this is a simple bar. So, basically, this bar has icons like Explorer. Here, you can search your files in this when we click on this search button. This is Git repository. You can initialize repository here, like we have talked about VCS, that is version controlling system for your code repository. Then this is a debug mode where you can create a simple launch JSON file. We will cover everything in detail when we work on the projects. So this is basically debug parts. Then these are all extensions. They are very good extensions. So if you starting before starting working with the VS Code, you can install some extensions. Like you can use for example, what you can use, just let me show you. You can use HTML boilerplates, HTML snippets, JavaScript for like I've been doing some stuff in JavaScript as well, so that's why I've installed JavaScript. Live server is also for JavaScripts. Okay, then Python and Prettier is basically a code formatter, and Python is for like giving you options. The Python linting and debugging, basically when you press like a dot key, then you get a lot of options. So you have to install this module known as Python for that to work. Okay, so this is like all the extensions available. You can just go here and type example Python here, and you can see a lot of extensions are available. Just there are a lot of things, but you need not to install everything. Okay, so, okay, then this is for testing part, testing module when we test something in Python, and this is basically I've installed this is what I call extension Git lens. So as you can see, this is basically a Git lens. It will have all the repositories, file history, line history, all that stuff. Now moving on to the top bar, the first thing is file. Okay, the file is almost same as PyCharm. The settings is here, preferences. You can go to settings, extensions, and keyboard shortcuts. So basically now let's go to settings. So these are the settings. Okay, the thing is that the settings for this is a bit different as compared to PyCharm. PyCharm has a full-fledged GUI interface, but here you have to search exactly the setting you need. For example, I type as Python, so all the Python related settings would be available here. And also if you want to like manually edit the settings, you can just click this small icon. You can see here this open settings icon on the top right bar. Just click on this and you can see all these settings file. You can change whatever you would like to change. Okay, and okay, remember two things. So basically there are two things in this. First is user, and the first second is workspace. So if you want to modify particular settings to related to your workspace, then you can modify, you will click here, you will get a different file that is related to workspace only. And what is workspace? So basically you can think that user would be your whole system, the settings which be applied for every user, but workspace defines to a particular project. For example, any project is there, the settings related to those projects, like adding virtual environments or any other parts only related to that workspace, you can add it in workspace settings. Okay, So when I click this button, you can see this is basically a dictionary sort of stuff in Python. You know, you all know dictionary. Okay, so basically these are this pylint is for like when we press a dot operator, then get the options and all that stuff to identify things. Okay, now again go to, okay, so when I go to again settings, just let me wait a minute. And when I go to these preferences, and then I go to this one where it is, yes, 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 key maps. Okay, so these are the key maps. You can add a keyboard here, like popular item key bindings, like these are the key maps. For example, if you're working on a particular editor, you want the key mappings to be here, you can download it from here. Okay, now when I go to preferences and I go to keyboard shortcuts, this is the whole list of shortcuts that is available. You can go through that, but there are few important things which you can understand, which you will need to know. For example, if I double click models and I press Control D, you can see it will select all the occurrences of the models with the multiple cursors. So this is the very great part I like about VS Code. Okay, and one more thing is, like for example, you're working in HTML file, then what you have to do, for example, if I have to create a division, you will write div and all that, but no, in that case, write div dot container. Okay, so basically what will this automatically create a class for you. So this is also a very great feature in this. So if you are working in Django, so you know that we want backend and front end coding both. So basically that's why VS Code is quite good, because when you are working in templates, you can easily add your HTML code and all that. Okay, then let's go to other settings. Then this is edit settings, undo, redo, all those basic stuff, find in files, replace in file, everything. Okay, now let's go to selection. This is for duplicate selection, add cursor above. So for example, if I am clicking here, now I have to add a cursor here above, so I will write Control Alt and up arrow. Okay, so you can see it moved to upward. So like this, these are the shortcut keys. Okay, you can see, so these are all the shortcut keys. Okay, now this is the viewpoint command palette. This is one most important feature in command palette. So if you install anything and if you want setting for that, you will either go to that command palette or you will try Control P. So Control P would also open a command palette for you. Okay, just let me show you Control Shift P. So Control Shift P is the key. Sorry for Control P. So this is the command palette for you. Okay. So you can type here like format document. It will format your document. So all the commands that you like you want to run or you want to see. For example, if I type here Python, you can see all the commands related to Python would be available here. So this is quite a handy stuff here. Okay, initially it might be a case that you are going to search it and then you will run a command, but as you will keep on working, your hands will be so handy that you will be remembering all the shortcut keys. Got it? So this is like the command palette. Then open view explorer, search and all that. So these are the views. Okay, then everything you will go, these are like simple options, extensions, run and all that. Then this is go to file declaration. I have never used this part, to be very serious. It's like I've been working for around 6 years and still I haven't used this stuff. Now going to run, where we have start debugging, run without debugging, configuration. Configurations and add configurations are then when we use Django server, we need to have certain configurations to run in the debugging mode, right? Then we have this terminal. This will open a new terminal at the bottom, as you can see. So like these are the terminal, and the thing is that I am on Windows, but still I am able to get the bash terminal. So this is one very good feature. You when you will click this small plus sign, new terminal, a terminal gets open. Okay, so there are many options. You can go through options and change the shell. You can add PowerShell here, command shell here, and bash here. I am comfortable with bash, so I am using bash here. Okay, you can delete the terminal from here. Split window option is there. For example, if you want to run two bashes, just click on this and you can see there are two bashes. Okay, so this is also a very handy feature in VS Code. These are all settings, and this the bottom bar you can see the yellow one, blue one. So basically this has some settings like Prettier has been installed. So Prettier Go Live server extension has been installed. So when I click on Go Live, my website will go live and I can see on my web page and all that stuff. You can see that. So this is about Django. Sorry, this is about VS Code. Hope you like this. And my personal preference is VS Code only because of its handy features, and it has like some great looks, and it is quite fast and easy to use.